Hello guys, so in this section we will see how we can create a Azure ML resource, and then we can create an environment and upload our model, and then create a custom inferencing endpoint of our machine learning model over here. So first of all, you have to have an active subscription on Microsoft Azure. Then you have to first of all log in to the portal, Azure portal, and then go to the resource groups option. If you can't find the resource groups option here or here, then you have to just search it over here. Okay, then it will lead to a resource groups option where you can see all the resource groups linked to the account. Okay, so I have created two resource groups before that for two different projects. It is highly recommended that you have to create a resource group for each project that you are going to use in Azure. So first of all, we will create a resource group for our current project. Okay, so you have to click create, then you have to choose subscription over here, and then you have to name your resource group. Okay, here you have to put your name. So given resource group name, then you have to give the name that is unique. The two resource group don't have same name in your subscription, so that is how you have to name your resource group over here. So I'll name it like Azure ML model deployment. Okay, or you can give anything. Then we have to select a region. So I'm choosing currently Central India region. Okay, then you have to just click on review plus create button. It will verify all the details, and then you have to click on create button. Okay, it will validate, and then your resource group has been created. Then you have to go to this resource group. Okay, and all the resources that have been created inside here. Okay, then you have to click on create button over here, and then we will go to the Azure ML resource. Okay, just type Azure ML over here, and it will list the services. So Azure ML is not getting here. I will choose from here Azure ML. Okay, so it is this. If you can't find in the services, you can go over here and click on this. Okay, so when you click on that, you will be redirected to the this type of window where you have to create an Azure machine learning workspace over here. So first of all, choose the subscription and choose the resource group. If you are already have been created resource group, then you have to just select from here, or you have to create a new resource group from here also. Okay, then you have to give name to your workspace, ML workspace. So we'll give just ML workspace because I just have one workspace in here. Then we have to select region again. You can have a different region also, but we will stick to the Central India resource regions. Then you have to create a new storage account, or it will be pre-configured over here based on the name you have typed here. Okay. It will, if you don't have any storage account or keyword application insights previously created, then it will create a new one over here. And the container register is also needed, but it will needed after we will create a new environment. So currently it is not necessary. So we will just click on review plus create, and this will verify all the details and see the review of the machine learning workspace that has been created. Okay, then just click on create button. Okay, so resources has been created and deployment is complete. Then we will click on the go to the resource button, where it will redirect us to the Azure Machine Learning Workspace resource. Okay, if you want to see your resources, then you just have to go to your resource group, and then you will see that you can see all the resources that have been created over here. Okay, so we have to go to the ML Workspace resource and just copy this studio web URL. Okay, then we will paste it over our new tab. So this will redirect us to the Azure ML Studio web application or web interface. So in this machine learning studio, you can see there are many stuffs available. Like there is a model catalog. There have been all the like majorly all the categories of the models are available here. You can see there are many models available. You can also filter the models by collection, then task, and there are many options also available there. See how many image classification models are there, and you can see that these are the image segmentation models or like that. Okay, so we will not using from this. We will deploy it our own model, which is this much for machine large. Okay, then there are other things also like notebook, automated ML, designer, then prompt flow. There are many things that then we will have an asset tab where you where you can add a data set. You can upload your own data set, create some pipelines or jobs. Okay, we will see how the jobs are working when we create our environment or deploy our endpoints. Okay, then they also have component and pipelines. You can just build your own machine learning pipeline to train, build an inference, evaluate and then create inference endpoints from that also. So it will being an automated pipeline. So yeah, it is good for automation. Then we have to use these three types: environments, models, and endpoints. So first of all, we have to create a new environment over here because are not using. There are also in some predefined environments also, but we are using our custom environment for. So we will create on custom environments. Then click on create. So it will be in this type of window where we have to give a name our environment. So as I said that if you have a conda.yaml file, when you are using python sdk or any type of sdk or HUCLI, when you're deploying or creating this environment, then you have to use this conda.yaml file also. Okay, so then you have to give name over here. But currently we have deploying in machine learning studio. Okay, in a web interface, so we have to give name over here, give name over here instead of instead of this. You can also give name, but if the name is mismatching, then it will give an error while building the image. So it is recommended that you not pass the name over here and pass the name instead over here. So we will just give the name like my environment and description. This is not required. Okay? Then select environment source. So if you're using an existing environment and then you have to add some things over it, then you can use existing environment and upload existing local context. I don't know what is this, and then using an existing local image with optional conda file. So as we have an optional conda file, we will proceed with this. Then it will automatically choose a Docker image, which is Microsoft Azure ML image. So it will compatible with our conda.yaml file structure. Okay. So we will use this image, and then we'll go to the next. Then we will paste our content of conda.yaml file over here, just to verify that all are clear and right. Then we'll proceed with we'll click the next button. You can add text also, name and value. So it will be easier to filter out some models or environments when you want when you want to use back. But because we have just one, because we are creating our first custom environment, it will not providing these steps over here. Okay, so then you have to just review and create. So it will take some time to create our environment. Okay, you can see the environment image build is running. So there's one change. I have used a custom base image because the image that has been given by the Azure ML, Microsoft Azure ML, has haven't a system library that my code has been using for the process. So I have tried with dependencies, tried to install, tried to add system dependencies in the conda YAML file, but it will give some error over there. So I have decided to manually edit there and then create a custom image from on top of that, and then I was using this custom image to create a environment. So it will take some time to build the image and stuff. So yeah, so I'm saying that job. So you can see there is a job is created to create the environment. So you can see that here you can see logs and stuff over there, building logs and stuff, all output logs. You can see the build logs over here also, but there are many files for build logs, but you are currently seeing one because currently it is just started to building. So we'll do the next steps while it is building the image. So we have to upload our model also. So, okay, so just click on register it, then click on from local files because we are uploading our model from my local system, and then type your model. You have ML flow model, Python model, or I just have other type. So I have selected unspecific. Okay. Then you just have to browse where the model actually is. Then I have selecting the folder of the model. Just click on browse folder, then choose the folder wherever your model will be there. uh, okay. So my model is in here. You can see because we have to select a folder. So as you can see my model is here, so I am selecting this folder. So this folder, and then click on upload and upload here. So it will detect the file size and the model that you have selected in those folder. Okay, then click on next. It will prompt you to name the model. Then we will just name it model. Yeah, very simple. Then just click on next and just register. So it will be a quick process. Registering model is too much simple. We'll see if your environment is completed building or not. It will have some time. So currently it is still running, so we'll have to wait to create a custom endpoint. Okay. So if you have some error while building the image, then you can see those errors on the build logs and then accordingly change the conda YAML file or your base image to prevent those errors, and then you can do a rebuild from over here. Okay, so our environment build is successfully completed. Then we will go to the creating our custom endpoint. Okay, then simply hit create and select your model which are you going to deploy. And click on select and click on new endpoint, or you just have to deploy it on an existing endpoint. We don't have currently, so we'll name it. Okay, then mm, name the endpoint. So we will name it to custom endpoint. This give a description if you want to give. Use Kubernetes or manage. We will currently use manage because we will go with the easier option. Okay. Then we'll use key-based authentication. So this is used when you have to use when you have to do inferencing. Okay. So then it will provide some keys. One is primary key and second is secondary key. So it will give two keys. So you have to add those keys while requesting to this custom endpoint. Okay. Or you can use token based authentication. So token difference between key and token is key will never expire until you want to reset the key, but the token will expire after some amount of time. Okay, that you can configure on your own, but we will go with the key based authentication. Okay, so yeah, public access because we will using a custom endpoint from anyway. And similarly you can give this text, then you have to see model, select model, then you have to name the deployment. So we will giving currently deployment one. So this is currently a deployment one. Okay, but when we create the endpoint, then you can have so many deployments in the same endpoint. Okay, so one endpoint can have more deployments also. So this is it. Then you have to configure the timeout based on your requesting scoring script over here that you have tested it in the local, and see how much time it will maximum take to generate the masks. Okay, so it can be generated in maximum in 60 seconds. So we will consider with that. Then there are some options if you have to enable or disable that. We will go with the default options. Then you have to click next. Then you have to upload your scoring script. Okay, so we'll browse the scoring script from over here. So select the scoring script and upload. And you can also upload additional scripts. So if your code base is too large and you have some additional two or three or more files regarding that, like if you have some file having helper.py where you have some libraries or some custom functions or some class, anything over here, and then you are importing those functions or to your main scoring script, like from help or import custom functions. Okay, custom functions. So like that, if you are having some more scripts on this, then you can then you can upload those optional scripts over here. You can just simply browse and select those scripts and just upload it over here. Then you have to select yeah, the environment to deploy this endpoint. Okay, so we have created a custom environment, so we will select that, or you can choose many predefined environments. So I'll talking about these steps. So these steps will easier to categorize the any resources in the Azure ML Studio. So these steps are useful when you have more environments or models or data sets or endpoints or anything, any resource. Okay, so it will be good that you can attach text, but uh, for now we will go without text. Okay? Then you will select the environment. So if you want to use a custom image as an environment, then you can also provide it here. We will use a custom environment. Then next, then here you have to choose a virtual machine instance type. Okay? So there are many available instance types based on your subscription that you are having. I am using Azure for students, so they have given me choose from this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instances. Okay, So based on that, you can also see that it is based on available quota. So I don't have currently any virtual machine deployed on my subscription, so I have all the cores available. So also you can see the cost that it is used in by all. So for the demo purpose, I am choosing the scores 2 cores. Yeah, I'm choosing this standard D2S V4 sorry, standard D2S V4 instance. Okay, it will have 2 cores, 8 GB of RAM, 16 GB of storage. These cores are the quota that you have for D instances, the D2 instances. Okay, then I have quota for uh, 6 core available for DS instances. Then I have 16 core available for F2 instances, F instances basically. And then similarly, you can choose, like, there are also GPU instances available if your model is using GPU for faster inferencing, and then you can choose also that. But I don't have much quota available for this. I can request the quota addition, but currently we'll go with this instance only. So my model will choose based on that, like it is having a CPU instance, so it will deploy my segmentation pipeline or initialize my segmentation pipeline on a CPU device also, because it doesn't have a CUDA device or GPU device. Okay, so if it has a GPU in the if it detects that GPU is enabled in system, that it will deploy this initialize the pipeline in GPU device. So that's why I added this additional line over here. Okay, it will automatically select the device whatever you have. So difference between the CPU instance and instance is GPU instance is much more faster when you are doing inferencing on it. So if you are considering an image and request, then in GPU instances it will take 1 to 2 seconds, while in CPU instances it will take like 7 to 8 seconds. Maybe depends on the image size and some other stuff also. So yeah, that's the information you can choose basically on your needs. I'll choosing this instance. Then you have to select how much instances you want to deploy over here. So I don't want to deploy much instances, so I'll go with one. Then we'll just choose next. So based on your deployment, you have to choose the live traffic on your deployments. Like if you have more than one deployment, then you can choose how much traffic you want to pass it on deployment 1 or deployment 2 or deployment 3. Because I have only one deployment, it will allocate 100% of traffic to a single deployment only. But you can choose if you have many deployments. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And then we'll go to the next, and finally we will create our endpoint. So this is the final step to creating a custom endpoint. Okay, then we will see how to test that endpoint. Then we will see how to request that endpoint and some additional steps in the next step. So this step, creating an endpoint and creating a deployment, will take about 15 to 20 minutes. So you have to be patient for this deployment. Okay, guys. So here you can see that my deployment is failed, and here is the reason why my deployment is failed. It is um, it is having guide, like okay. So while viewing this, I got to know that my scoring script have failure in init method. Okay, so where you can see this, you have to go to the logs. Don't panic in that type of situations. You have to debug it what will be. So here is the logs for the endpoint deployment. Okay, so here it will have installed the pip dependencies, and then stops and started the server. Then init that user's init function failed. Okay, so here we see that error is mask form requires scipy library. So it was not in the install dependencies. You can see over here there is no such library here. So we have to add scipy also in the dependencies. So the so for this error we have to rebuild our environment. So as you can see, I have added the scipy dependency in a pip dependency, and after editing this, you can just simply edit from this and just save. After editing this, you can see the new version has been created, and you just have to build this, and you can see it is currently provisioning. Then if you can hit refresh, it will then uh, switch to run instead, and then it will switch to the uh, success state when the build will be success. So we have to delete this deployment. You can delete the deployments from here. And when the new environment is created, we have to redeploy a new deployment for this endpoint. Endpoint is there, so only the deployment is going to delete it. Okay, so We will see in the next upcoming minutes how the endpoint and deployment is differed from each other. Okay. So as you can see, our deployment is succeeded, and we have a test window, test tab over here. So we'll go to that, and here you can input a sample input in type of JSON. So this is the request JSON. Okay, I just copy it and paste it over here. Okay. It has the same request image in the 64 encoded format, okay. And we'll hit test. It will take some time, probably 8 to 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, so you will see this is the list of JSONs that we got in the response. It will similar like this. Okay. So we got the label mask in the 64 encoded format, uh, and then the score. Okay. So yeah, this is we got in the response. So we'll see how we can add this in our application. Okay. So they will give you this type of REST endpoint, and this is the script over here. This is for JavaScript, this is for Python, C, R, or whatever the application you are using. If you are using Node.js backend application, then you can use this script. If you are using Django or Flask or any other the other backend framework, then you can use this script. So it will already include that the REST endpoint URL in this. You just have to use the authentication key over here. So you have to add the key over here. You can use any of the key, primary key or secondary key. And if you are if you want to regenerate the key, and then you can regenerate it from here also. Okay, so we will see how this will work. We just copy it from here and create a new file. Okay, so you just have to copy any key. So I'll choose secondary key and add it to API key. Okay, so this is what the key looks like. So basically you can hide this key by using any other environment file or any other Python file, and just add import like this. Import, sorry, from team import API key, or you can just if you have your API in your environment, then you can use API key is equal to os.get and API key, right? Whatever the environment variable will you have, just put it over here and you are good to go. But for testing purpose, we are just running it over here only. Okay. So after that, you have to uh, load the data. So for loading the data, CPU. Okay. So data. So for loading the data, I will be using my file. So basically, this is the request.json file over here. So I'll be directly using this file. So copy the relative part from this and paste it over here. Okay, paste it and you choose the right path format, because I am using currently Windows. If you are using Linux, then it will be a backslash. Okay. So yeah, this is how we load the data and just run it. So you can see that we have got this response back, which is having this byte encoded uh, list of dictionaries. Okay, we will see how much time it will take to process one request. We'll hide the response. you can process the response further. You can export the mask and convert it to images and save the images, or you can visualize the image or whatever you want to do. But it is taking about 15 seconds because it is very large image. So it will take about 15 to 16 seconds to process this. So yeah, this is how we can deploy custom endpoint for ML model. It will be available for you, and here you can see we are having requests and uh, hitting that logs of this. Okay. Here you can see the same stuff. It will using a Flask application to deploy our model. Okay. So yeah, this is. But I have to uh, add one more thing. As you can see here, there are two main resources. One is endpoint and one is deployment. So in one endpoint, you can add additional deployments over here, and you can use as much as deployment as you need. So you can edit over here, or you can edit one deployment over here. Like if you want instance count, okay. Uh, if you want to increase instance count, or you can use the target utilization to increase or decrease the instance. Like minimum instance is one, or you can, if it is going above this percentage of threshold, then it will add another instance to that, and this is how a dynamic deployment is happening. Okay, so this is just a simple thing, and you can also configure auto scaling over here. So it will redirect to the Azure portal where you can configure your auto scaling configurations and stuff. We are not going to do that in this video, but you can do it yourself. Okay, manual scale or custom auto scale based on the metrics or the instance count or whatever is there. So you can do that manually yourself. So there are so many resources created. First of all, we'll see that these much resources are created when we create our workspace. These additional resources are created while creating the environment. We see that container register is initially is not created, but when we create an environment, then the container register is also created. When we require an action group for uh, see insights of the application, then we created endpoint and added a deployment in that, and some failure anomalies that detects some alerts and based on logs and stuff. Okay, so this is. Additionally, if you want to delete any uh, resource over there here because you don't need it, so you can just select from here and you can just delete it from here. If you want to delete some of the resources, and if you want to delete the whole resource, then you can delete the whole resource group. It will delete all those resources that will been created, and deleting all this custom endpoint and things like that. Okay. That so yeah. Here we will end this tutorial video series. Okay. So there is an additional info that I want to know, that I'll be creating a playlist for the steps, playlist for this video tutorial, having the videos for each step that we have gone through. Okay, and one additional playlist I will be create, which is having short content, which contains some subtasks of this video tutorial series. So stay tuned for that. Additionally, I have also created this GitHub repo, and you can find all the tutorial related code that I have showed in my video here. Yeah, so everything, the models, our deployment structure to the system, local pipeline file, all the test images and request and response and the requirements, and also some example masks over here. So yeah, and additionally, I will add the links for the playlist in the README file and the description over here. So yeah, you can go over here, and I'll put this links in description below. Okay.